Welcome to the Doctor's Mentor Show. If you believe that medicine is an industry and not a profession, if you enjoy submitting complex reimbursement claims, or you would do another residency just for fun, be advised, you're about to be offended. You should probably leave now.
All this talk about mentoring doctors is ridiculous. I thought doctors learned to do everything better than everyone else the first year of medical school. At least that's the way they act.
If you love assisting patients with vitality breakthroughs, if the right to practice medicine without interference is important, and you want expert tips for practice freedom and profits to support your epic life, welcome aboard and prepare to be blown away. The Doctor's Mentor Show starts now. Here's your host, Dr. Lori Barr.
Hi, I'm Dr. Lori Barr. Thanks so much for joining us. Today, we're going to talk about media releases or press releases and why they're important to your business or to your practice. Now, you may think they're old-fashioned, and I come from a journalism background, so I buy into old-fashioned, good old journalistic storytelling. And that's what a press release really is. It's the facts told in a concise way so that it gets the attention of a reporter. And that reporter may be a person who writes blogs. They may have a show that you're interested in getting on, so you can use this to pitch media, TV, radio, or print media, digital media. And the reason why you would want to do this is three. Number one, you want your name and your brand to be top of mind with your ideal customer, client, or patient. Number two, you want your name or brand to be top of mind with the influencers who have the eyes and the ears and the mind of your ideal patient, client, or customer. Now, the third reason is to be seen as a trusted authority for information on a particular niche subject, like, for example, for me, radiology, with certain reporters and certain people who have access to getting the word out. So those are really the three reasons why to write a great press release or media release. Now, the question is, what do you do from there? So when do you create a media release? Think of the word can, C-A-N. There are three reasons or three times that you want to write a press release. The first is when something changes. Let's say that you hire a new CEO. That's a change. And that would be something you would report to the media. The C stands for changes. So anytime there's a big change, think about releasing a press release. The second letter, A, stands for awards. Anytime your company receives an award or you as an individual receive an award, that is newsworthy. And N stands for new offerings or opportunities. If you have a new location you're opening or a new service you're opening up, like we recently started doing breast tomosynthesis, that's definitely something to let the public know about and to let the media know about. So can, changes, awards, and new offerings or opportunities. Those are when to release a media release or press release. So what is critical to include in the press release? Well, there are just a few things. The first is you absolutely have to have an irresistible headline. And this should appear in the subject line of the email if you're doing an email pitch. It should be what you tweet about this if you're going to do a tweet pitch or a message, a short message. And it should also appear at the head of the one-page media release that you're bringing out. It should be no longer than one page, no longer than 4, maybe 5 paragraphs. So start with the irresistible headline. Second is your first paragraph is just the facts. So it's who, what, why, when, and how, and why should they care? Who, what, why, when, and how, and why should they care? The next thing you want to have right after that paragraph is 1 or 2 quotes that are given by the people who have the most influence, who were either at the event or who are in your company. Or maybe it's you yourself and somebody you're interacting with. So include 1 or 2 quotes that give context to this press release. The next thing you want to do is to have a concise statement about who you are and what your company does. That, again, puts it in context for the reporter and as they're building the story for their public. It also helps an editor see which section of a publication that this particular release fits into. Of course, when you're making your pitch, if you can already do that work for the reporter or editor, it makes it that much easier, and you can direct the piece to be put in the part of the publication or on the show where you want it. So next, how do you make this attractive to reporters and to editors and bloggers? If the people come from a classic journalism background, and this is where it helps to do some homework on who you're pitching, then absolutely write in the style they're used to. And that typically is Associated Press style. Now, you can look in the show notes for a link to the AP Style Guidebook. It's released every year. It's something that you definitely want to take a look at. In addition, we have a short style tips guide. If you'd like to download that, you can go to thedoctorsmentor.com. Next is make sure that you use the standards in that, and then don't make silly mistakes. Like, for example, one pet peeve that journalists have is that people refer to brands and companies as other people, as entities that are living, and they're not. They're They're objects. So if it's a brand, like Coca-Cola, for example, it's an it. It's not a they. Okay? So make sure you refer to people as people and objects that are inanimate and not alive as objects. Now, the third tip is on the images that you submit with your article. Try to have your image at least 600 megapixels wide and no bigger than about 800 megapixels wide, unless you're going for NPR or CNBC. They have greater widths than those standards. So you can check on the site of who you're pitching and make sure that the headlining picture is in that size frame. So what else increases your chances of catching the eye of a reporter? Well, one is go ahead and assemble a Dropbox folder that has all of the ancillary information that may be handy for that reporter to make a decision and act quickly. So if you have B-roll footage that can be used as video, put that in the Dropbox folder. If you have a high-resolution image of you, put that in the Dropbox folder. If you have a high-resolution image of your book, put that in the Dropbox folder. It establishes you as an expert. If you have a high-resolution image of the event or the award, put it in the Dropbox folder. And also, if you're planning this before an event, make sure you set up the situation so it's ripe to get the quote you want, maybe capture it on video, and make sure that the image specifications when you're acquiring the image fit into the guidelines for the publication you're going to be pitching. The second is go ahead and ask the question, how can I make this job easier for the reporter with regard to my story? And in that situation, what you're going to consider is really tailoring your pitch to how that reporter likes to receive information. If they've just tweeted out that they love phone calls, pick up the phone. If they've just let you know that they only receive email requests, you're going to have to be in their crowded inbox with many, many other pitches. So make sure that headline is critical and to the point. And again, when you talk to a reporter, be it by email or a message or by phone, be clear and concise, make your pitch, state what you want, where you think it fits in, and why they should care. That's all they really want to know. And then lastly, if a reporter does do you a favor and get you some PR, don't pitch them again right away. They've just covered your industry and your story. They're going to be looking for something different. Now, if there's something newsworthy that you think they could really benefit from, absolutely share that with them so that you do become that trusted advisor.
Your next step.
So no matter if you're in medicine or if you're a healthcare professional or a business professional, these tips on creating media releases, press releases, will be handy no matter what you're promoting, be it your school's award ceremony for outstanding students for your child's school or something really important about your business. So go out there now that you have the tools, and practice writing a media release for yourself and then one for your organization which you're affiliated with. Have fun.
There's more to explore at thedoctorsmentor.com.
Are you stopping at a hospital? Hello? Don't you know that hospitals are one of the sickest places on the planet? Don't touch anything in there and get out as fast as you can.